So when looking at Sekou moving off the ball, I want to look at multiple situations and it creating opportunities for himself and his teammates. So this first one, contest a shot. And I like this from Sekou in terms of offense, but it can be problematic defense, which I'll outline in the defensive breakdown. But here, he contests a shot, gets a hand on it, just leaks out, great pass by Hayes, great catch by Sekou, and then I like him finishing at the rim with the dunk. Here, great rotation. Again, this will be in the defensive breakdown. Gets a block, and I just want you to notice where he starts. Okay, just barely ahead of Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, behind everybody else, runs the floor hard, outworks guys. Again, there's a high motor there at times, and then at times I'm not sure. But here, definitely in these transition situations, shows that high motor to outwork people, and then nestles into the open spot in the lane. I love this. I think this is what he's gotten really good at. He finds this open spot, and this puts this defender in a tough spot on whether to guard Sekou or stay with Saddiq Bey. If Saben Lee wanted it, he would have had a great opportunity here for a dump off to him, or if the defender comes, then it's a baseline hammer to Saddiq. So you can see where Sekou running the floor hard is creating opportunities for himself and possibly for his teammates. Here, off another leak out, he does a great job. He doesn't beat everybody down the floor, but he gets this early post position. I highlighted this in his exit interview. I think he does this really well. And this doesn't go in the box score as anything, guys. Like these last two clips don't go in the box score as anything for Sekou, but he's still doing a great job. This is going to end up a foul on a Thunder defender, so it does create an advantage for the Pistons, but it's just he's consistently doing these things, and they're overall, over time, they become really, really good positive things for the offense. Now on the half court, so kind of a late transition clip here, early ball screen between Hayes and Cook. And he does a great job. Look at his defender right here. He's staring at the ball. Ball watching, right, is what we call it. He's ball watching. So Sekou knows if my defender's ball watching, I can cut. And the lane is open. Now, it's a little bit worrisome because on a screen and roll, usually the lane's going to be taken up by somebody on your team. But he sees this opportunity. He takes it. And then just great timing, great pass by Killian Hayes. As you see, throws a no look to hold the defender even longer. And again, Sekou finishes with a dunk. Again, it's a little bit worrisome, but I think he's figuring out when to cut, when to not, and I'll highlight that in a later clip. I really like this one, even though he doesn't end up with the ball. So if we go back just a little bit, here he is on the weak side, and right now, he can't be in the lane because it's still clogged up. He has just now started his cut as kind of Killian Hayes has cleared the area, and watch how the area opens up just as Sekou gets there. Like this is what he's got really, really good at is the timing of it. I know you say cutting is a skill, and everybody's like, well, anybody can do it. But there's an art to it, as I've said multiple times, and Sekou flashed it right there perfectly. He doesn't get the ball, but that's okay. What I would like to see him do is get this rebounding position earlier. He had that advantage there, and I wish he would have utilized it to get an offensive rebound, at least offensive rebounding position. Now I really like this clip because people talk about just standing Sekou in the corner. And the action is happening over here. We have a staggered screen for Cade, Saddiq Bey with the ball. The action's all right here. But that doesn't mean Sekou just has to stand here. He can find ways to be involved as he does on this play. His man's just ball watching, not paying attention. The action doesn't really happen. So Sekou makes a hard cut, catches. Now again, as we talk about improvements, go ahead. I don't know for sure why he doesn't go across the lane and finish with his right hand here. To me, he has the advantage on the defender. He can go right along and finish. I think he kind of likes turning back and finishing with the left, which looks really smooth. It doesn't end up being there on this one. He does get fouled and go to the free throw line, but I just thought he had an advantage there. He could have taken advantage and scored. Now, this one highlights something I talked about earlier. So he cuts. His defender does a great job cutting off the cut. And so Sekou has to make a decision. Where do I go? He doesn't just stay in the lane and keep things clogged up. And I love this. It's not always going to time it up perfect. He gets out of the lane. He tells Saben Lee to space the floor so they have good spacing on the weak side. Now, he did already bring his man who stays, but I like that he's now adding to what he does moving off the ball and understanding, like, I can't just stand in here. I got to get out of the way. And then this is my favorite one. He's posting up. K drives, I got to relocate. Usually when we talk about relocation, we're talking about on the perimeter guys shooting threes, but there's relocation for post guys as well. Sekou relocates to the perimeter, which is great. All right, he gets out of Cade's way. Cade essentially ends up in a double team. Cade makes the pass back out to the perimeter. Now the Thunder are in a rotation situation, and Sekou makes a great read here, catches immediate one more, which gives Saddiq Bey the drive, and then now multiple efforts from Sekou. I'm going to highlight that in the defensive breakdown. He made the relocation. Now he's going to go offensive rebound. This is kind of off-ball movement as well. Come into this open area in the lane in case Saddiq Bey misses. He doesn't, but if he had, Sekou would have been there for the offensive board.